Good morning, students. Today we are going to study chapter number 7, Outcomes of Democracy. That what are the results of democracy? Okay. In this chapter, we are going to see the discussion of very specific themes and a general set of questions. Here, that what does democracy do? Means why is democracy made? Okay. Or what can be the result? What can be the outcomes of democracy? Why? Or does democracy fulfill these expectations, whatever we are expecting with our government? Does the democracy fulfill it to the realistic way? Okay. So in this chapter, we are going to see the challenges to democracy. Okay, we are going to see that what are the outcomes of democracy, or how do we assess democracy's outcomes. So here the first topic is how do we assess democracy's outcome. Okay, in this we can say that democracy is better than any other form of government. What is the reason behind it? Okay, first of all, democracy is better because it promotes equality among citizens, means it has made laws that under these laws or below these laws, every citizen is equal. No citizen is high or no citizen is low. So it promotes equality. All are equal before law. Second is it enhances the dignity of the individual. Means whatever dignity is there of the individual keeping the dignity, okay, it enhances the dignity of the individual. Third, it improves the quality of decision making. Means whatever decision is made in the government for the betterment or for the welfare of the people, it improves democracy, improves the quality of the decision. Fourth, provide a method to resolve conflicts. Means whatever internal strife, whatever conflicts are going on, democracy helps them to resolve this. And last, allow rooms to correct mistakes. Means it gives you a chance, it gives you a way to correct the mistakes in a better way. So in these are some features of democracy that makes democracy better than any other form of government. Okay, so this was with assessing democracy's outcomes. Now we have accountable, responsible, and legitimate government. Now, what do you mean by accountable government? Okay, one by one, we are going to discuss these topics. What do you mean by accountable government? Okay, when we can say that a democracy is accountable. Okay, then, now if we are talking about accountability, then in a democracy, we are most concerned with ensuring that people will have the right to choose the rulers and people will have control over the rulers. Okay, what do you mean by this line? This line means that if you are talking about a democratic government, then we are most concerned that insurity is made that people will have the right to choose. Means people should have the right, okay, to choose the rulers, whatever person, whatever representative the people like, the people want, that should be chosen. Okay, so the right to vote or the right to choose the rulers, and people will have control over the rulers. Means whatever decision is made by the people has to be followed by the ruler, because the people has chosen him or her as a representative of the people. Okay, so this shows the accountability of democracy. Then second point here comes, whenever possible and necessary, citizens should be able to participate in decision making that affects them all. Now wherever there is we can say wherever there is insurity of or possibility or necessity of citizens, means the citizens or the people can be possibly be participated, or necessarily they should be participated in the decision making so that they can choose the right representative for the welfare of them, right? Then we have democratic government is accountable to people as it is elected by the people, and election takes place after every 5 years. Okay, so election phenomena, we all know what is the election method. Elections take place every 5 years, and it is accountable. Democratic government is accountable because all the rulers are chosen by the people, so it is accountable. Then Democratic government is answerable to people for every deed they do, as they have to approach the citizens of the country for the votes. Obviously, the democratic government, whatever step is taken by the democratic government, has to be answerable to the people. If people are questioning, if any step of the government is questioned by the people, then this democratic government has to answer the people. Why? Because people have chosen them as the representatives, and the democratic government, obviously the democratic government is approaching the citizens for the votes. If you are not doing anything for the welfare of the people, then the people will not give you any vote, right? Okay, then so the democratic government has to be answerable to the people, because they want votes from the citizens. So they should be answerable to the they should be answerable to the citizens, and whatever steps are taken by the democratic government should be taken for the welfare or the betterment of the people. Right? So this was what makes democracy accountable. Right? Okay. Then comes Then comes responsive. Responsive means responsible. Okay, means they have to answer, they have to respond to the citizens. In a democracy, government is responsive to the demands and needs of the people. If you are talking about a democracy, government has to see what are the demands and what are the needs of the people and work according to it. Government is elected by the people to fulfill the expectations, and if government doesn't complete the demands of the people, it can be removed in next election, right? So this thing is right, that government is elected by the people. Okay, the representatives are chosen by the citizens or the people, and if those representatives or those government, okay, that government does not fulfill the demands, fulfill the expectations, what people are expecting, what the people are demanding from the government, if they are not fulfilling it, then they can be removed in the next election. Okay, they will not vote for them in the next election. Democracy is always blamed for the delay it makes to take decisions. Means if we are talking about democratic government, then it is always blamed that the decisions which are made by democratic government are delayed. Okay, means they make very late decisions. But people forget that in democracy, decisions are taken after negotiations and after listening the opinions of all. But people do not know that what agenda or what procedure is being followed to implement a decision. Okay, there are many type of discussions, there are many type of debates, negotiations. We have to take the opinions of all the representatives and then make a decision. So people do not know all this procedure or agenda. That's why decision taken is better for all, not to a particular community. Means whatever decision is taken by a democratic government, it fulfills the needs of all, just not for a particular community, but it fulfills the expectations or desires of all the country. Okay, so this was with responsive government. Why democracy is a responsive government? Last, we have legitimate government. Now, if you are talking about legitimate government, then democracy government is legitimate government, as everything run in democracy is based on written rules and regulations. Obviously, we have a constitution uh, and we have written rules and regulations according to which the government has to work. So, democratic government is a legitimate government, as everything is done on the written rules and regulations. The written rules and regulations which are in the constitution, according to those rules and regulations, the democratic government works. It is not accordingly the wish and whim of a particular person, like non-democratic government. If you are talking about the non-democratic government, any person, any ruler works according to his wish. But if you are talking about democratic government, then every decision or every step has to be taken under the rules and regulations which are made for the government. Okay, it is not accordingly to the wish of a particular person. Means if you like to do this thing, you cannot do it. You have to take the opinion of all the people, all the representatives. Okay, so this is why the democratic government is considered to be legitimate. Democratic government is the most transparent type of government, People have right to check the procedure of decision making with the help of right to information, right? Now, why is democratic government transparent? Because people can check the decisions, okay? If democratic government is making any decision for the people has the right to check the procedure, that what are the steps or what is the procedure by which the government has been taking decision with the help of right to information. So a right to information is a right or as a right which is given to the citizens so that the people can have every information regarding to the government's decision making. A citizen who wants to know if a decision was taken through the correct procedures can find this out. Okay, so the right to information helps the citizen or the person to find out that the whatever decision is making by the government is taken through the correct procedures or any wrong step is included in that. She has the right and the means to examine the process of decision making. Obviously, the right to information is given to them, that every information has to be provided to the people or citizen regarding to the decision making, and they also have the means to examine those procedure. This is known as transparency. Why this is called transparency? Because people can check the procedure, that how the government is made and what the decisions are which are made by the government are taken through correct procedures or not. Democracy's ability to generate its own support is itself an outcome that cannot be ignored. Democracy's ability to generate its own support means democratic government is a better form of government as it generates its own support, means it has its own support, and it itself is an outcome that cannot be ignored. Outcome of democracy is that democratic government has the ability to generate its own support. So these are some points which we can say that democratic government is a legitimate government. Okay, this were the points with accountability, responsible and legitimate government. Thank you.